Once a necessary mechanism, today it's more a subtle way of showing off. One of the most complicated features any wristwatch can have, it is truly a masterpiece. This is the story of the minute repeater. So, what actually is a minute repeater? It is, simply put, a thing in a watch that makes some noise. Not so simply put, it's a mechanism that strikes a time, typically with different tones for hours, quarters, and minutes. There are several types. This one, for example, the Christopher Ward bel canto, strikes the hours only. Most, however, chime each minute, precisely making the time audible. They often command a high premium compared to watches without one, and are, to be honest, nearly indistinguishable from each other. The repeater is activated by pressing the button on the side of the watch. This is an example of an Audemars Piguet Royal Oak with a minute repeater. This watch is currently priced at around £220,000. However, you can get one for quite a lot cheaper than that. This one, the IWC Portuguese, for example, trades around £25,000. Repeaters have been around for a rather long time, with the first repeating clock being invented by a priest in England, the Reverend Edward Barlow, in 1676. His invention was groundbreaking, as before this, when it became night, people had no idea what time it was. Now they could pull the string of a repeating clock and knew what the time was without needing to light up an expensive gas lamp. Barlow patented the use of a repeater in a watch, but was beaten to it by Daniel Quare in 1687. Taking the design from a clock to a pocket watch was no easy feat, though, as it involved putting two bells inside the watch in what is known as the Bracken snail mechanism. This is quite similar to what's used in many grandfather clocks. However, this was until innovations were made by arguably the greatest watchmaker ever, Abraham Louis Breguet. Video about him and his work will be coming soon. He completely reworked the design, wrapping two gongs around the main movement instead of the bells. These are then struck to produce a sound. This made it far cheaper and more efficient to make a repeater, although they still remained expensive and still do to this day. The first repeating wristwatch was made in 1892 by Louis Brandt. Today, his company is known as the Powerhouse Omega. The watch movement was made by Audemars Piguet. Today, it is in the Omega Museum in Switzerland. Despite all the massive innovations made by Barlow and Breguet, minute repeater is still incredibly difficult to make. On average, over 200 components are needed to assemble a full repeater, and it can still take a master watchmaker up to 6 weeks to assemble one. All this makes it one of the greatest complications of all time. I do hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to subscribe and let me know if there are any other videos you want to see next. Thank you and goodbye.